Danny Aldridge, my guy, thanks for joining me here today.
Thanks for having me.
As we're about to embark on a journey through all the skating disciplines, I'm happy you're here because I am going to need a lot of help because some of these are very new to me, whereas other of them, I'm quite well educated, I'd say.
So I know some of these skates. There's some, or maybe one that I'm not very good at, and I think you can help us with that. So what is your discipline? What are your skates that you use?
Starting out with the speed. Speed skating is what I do for a living, basically. So I would say I know a thing or two about it. Speed skating is the fastest type of skating, and the whole goal of it is to go fast. So it's quite simple. When it comes down to the equipment and the techniques, it becomes very complicated.
Yeah, because to me already, this thing looks like a spaceship and a space alien. Like there's a lot of skate missing and a lot of extra polyurethane there.
I remember when I shared these skates for the first time, you were like, they look good, but there's a lot of skate missing. Yes.
Yeah, essentially here at the cuff area.
Yeah. And I also think they are very scary at first. Even from my own experience, the first time I got speed skates, I went from sort of semi-speed and then into these.
Mm-hmm.
I had very, very wobbly ankles, and it wasn't that pleasant. And it's also the skate model with the least cushion. So in that way, they can be uncomfortable compared to all the other skate models. But it's also because you want to have that snug fit. And obviously, there's a reason they're shorter. You need more mobility in order to really use your entire body to create speed.
So you can get like a better push, a better lunge and stuff like this.
Exactly.
And I suppose the comfort for you guys, it's irrelevant. It's about speed. So that little bit of padding is too heavy. Do away with it. My feet don't matter, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Goes for the wheels. Bigger wheels generally means less steering. They're harder to control. You're further off the ground.
Right.
So your center of gravity is also further off the ground. You're not as maneuverable. But again, you can go faster with them. So if you can control speed skates, God, they're a lot of fun.
Right. Okay.
And if we look at what they're made for, the people they're made for, they are high-level skaters.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just mentioned, they're made to go fast. And that is your top priority when you're a speed skater. So if you are racing or if you just want to go as fast as possible, speed skates would be ideal. Could be track races, road races, or marathons. You would want speed skates.
Right, but for like a really advanced or someone who's super into speed skating.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's also it's smooth kind of transfer from fitness to speed.
Right.
There's a lot of people where those categories overlap, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do think even to some people, speed or fitness skates can be faster than speed skates. Because if you don't have that strength in the angles or just general body strength, you might not be able to benefit from the things like the low-cut boot. Or if you don't have the strength and the skills to really steer it around, well, it's much nicer to have something that just supports you being in that position. So it's definitely something that you can benefit from, but you need to have the skills to be ready for it.
It's extremely specialist in a way, isn't it? And like obviously it's made out of, it's not plastic, is it? It's carbon fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lighter, stiffer.
Again, comfort with carbon fiber. Is that better or worse sometimes? I don't know.
I mean, I think if the boot is good, if it fits you well, I would say it's better.
Mm-hmm.
It suits the foot more. You can even heat mold them. You can have them custom made to your feet. So if you have something that's made perfectly to your foot, generally pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
But there's also other things where if it's a bumpy surface, if it gets warm, if your feet get a little swollen, having a soft cushion could be really nice sometimes. So it really depends. But again, if you want to go fast,
Okay. So that's essentially the speed skating segment with these skates. This is like what you would say is possibly the high end of speed skating. Okay, interesting. So some similarities to what you said about some of the things on here, about some of the other skates that I use. I'm going to move on to the next one. So this guy, this is the Rollerblade Twister, okay? This is an urban skate, okay? Big difference between this one. You can probably already see it. It's got a cuff, okay?
And more skate.
Yeah, so for me, I can use a couple of skate. I haven't perfected the technique yet. So for me, I'm probably faster on these than I am on your speed skates. But obviously with the right technique, I reckon I could probably go faster on them. But the urban skates, so for me, the difference between these, well, the main reasons that these are used for is almost everything in my eyes. An urban skate is like a mix of every part of all skates, so you can basically go anywhere, do anything. Maybe you can't go as fast here or jump as high there or do this there, but it can literally almost do everything apart from sort of aggressive park skating. So urban skates normally really, 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 really solid, normally made out of plastic. Some of them are carbon as well. The most commonly used frame is this guy. So this is an 80mm frame. Okay, this is probably one of the most common sized wheels.
Slightly smaller wheels.
Slightly smaller wheels than what you're used to as well. I think they do this guy with 3 wheels as well. Obviously, you can always change a frame. And with this, it has a nice little torsion box in the bottom. This is to keep, some extra rigidity and stuff like this. Like I expect with what you were just showing a minute ago, your speed skates, they're really rigid, right? Where we need a little bit of play with the plastic skates, but they also need to be solid. So with this twister, actually, with this extra box in the bottom, it's made it really, really stiff as well. And so, yeah, it's, as you can see, it's got laces, it's got 2 straps as well, and different to your skate, we've got a liner, So I don't know. Yeah, so you must get a lot of red marks on your feet and stuff. With skates like this, it is very few and far between. And actually, with this twister, it's probably one of the best fitting skates I've ever skated. Because I did actually skate it here, a brand new skate this morning, and it felt very, very nice. It was really cool. So yeah, with the urban skate, I think it's a great way. If anyone is unsure of what type of skating to do, boom.
I was actually just about to say that from everything we've said up until this point, it sounds like this might be an easier way to get into skating. It allows you, the name itself, urban skating. You can just go out there and skate in an urban area. Where speed skates are more made for closed off, sort of private tracks or rinks and stuff like that, where the goal is competing. But if you just want to try skating, with some buddies, have fun, I feel like this would be a good entry into the sport. And then if you realize after, wow, really, it's the speed part of it that is appealing to me. It's the racing sort of mindset. Then move on to the speed skates. That's how I entered the sport as well. High cuff like that. Just skated around for the fun of it. We started racing a little, and I was like, I think I like racing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's how I joined the skating club.
Yeah.
Realized these can make me faster than those. So
yeah, I would completely agree. Like I said, I think this is one of the best entry level skates for if you don't know what type of skating you're gonna do, get an urban skate, and then you can basically do everything. Yeah. Speaking of different types of skating, so this one similar to an urban skate. Do you know what type of skate this is, Victor?
Could be something with street slalom.
Oh, second one's you're on the money. So this is actually a segment that Rollerblade haven't been part of for too long. Obviously, we used to have a rockered frame, but we never really specifically done a slalom skate. And so this is a slalom skate, a new boot called the Crossfire. And it's also got, I don't know if you know, this is a rockered bolt. Let's call it a bolt. So basically, these are normal bolts that just go through the holes, but these are rockered so they can go up and down. And so basically what it does, when you rock them up, you end up with the middle wheels touching the floor, which then gives you a better turning circle. So then when you're doing slalom, going in and out of cones and stuff like this, it makes it really easy to maneuver. So that's why this is our specialized slalom skate, because it's got the rockerable out front and back bolts. Yeah, so that I'm not the best slalom skater. I'm quite new to it myself, but I do a little bit of slalom skating incorporated with my skating. We use some of the moves and some of the, the ways to turn and stuff like this. But this guy is interesting, like a speed skate, carbon. Very, very solid, amazing. It actually looks a little bit like the speed skate from the split.
From the bottom?
But yeah, so like I said, the slalom skate, and you got 2 straps there, one there. You got the little protector here. You got an aluminium frame, and it's carbon fiber. That's the slalom skate. I haven't really got much to say about it, apart from it looks beautiful as well. But
yeah, it seems to me if we talk about the discipline itself, it in some ways seems a little closer to speed compared to urban, actually.
I'd agree. Yeah.
Urban, like we said, pretty all-around sport, where this is again where you really dive into one of them. You dive into slalom, basically, being able to switch directions at a quick pace with a lot of control. So again, I would still think that urban could be a nice way into it, but then if you don't find that it's the speed of it, the racing, but more the maneuverability, the skills, then I think this could be a really fun discipline to get into.
So real, yeah, slalom's cool. It's like, for me, slalom is like all the moves on the floor. You know what I mean? Without jumping, the sliding around, the swiveling, and obviously going in and out of cones and stuff like this is a massive part of it. But yeah, so yeah. Well.
The beauty of making something that takes years to figure out looks so simple and easy is cool about that.
Yeah, you need a bit of rhythm with slalom skating as well. So you can get the slalom skates, but they don't get sold with rhythm. So all right, so should we move on to the next skate in the segment?
Let's go.
I'll let you get that one out. Which one is it?
Fitness and recreational skating. Probably the most popular kind.
I think you're correct in saying that as well. Yeah, this guy's new though, right?
Yeah, brand new. You can tell by the boa lace here, or the boa tightening system.
It's pretty cool.
One thing I like about this is that it's so easy to skate with. I mean, every time we do any photo shoots, content stuff, every time we meet up and, you know, we're just hanging or we're skating through a city for lunch, whatever, I prefer to wear these. It's like the mix of comfort, of speed, it makes skating really nice. That's what I like about it.
I would second you on that one. I call these the slippers. So when I've got really achy feet and stuff like this, I take these guys. I take the Macroblades to the beach and do my workout because I find these like literally the most comfiest skates of all time, which is probably why they're one of the best sellers as well. Yeah. It's pretty cool. So these aren't particularly made for like skate parks and stuff like that. They are literally their main use is, you know, to do recreational skating, right? Around the town a little bit, around the park and stuff. The friends.
Yeah. But this is also the model of both my parents have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I don't think they have a specific purpose with skate.
Both your parents skate?
They do.
That's pretty cool.
First race I ever did, my dad beat me.
Really?
In an embarrassing way, he pushed me across the line. You know, gotta start somewhere.
So that inspired you to be fast.
So honestly, it's a nice skate. It's almost like a commuter skate in a way.
Yeah.
If you want to get from A to B, have fun. If you want to get the fitness out of it, I'd say it's ideal. There's also some there's cool things about it. It's the breathability, but also, you know, some sort of stiffness here to hold you in position.
Yeah.
It just makes skating fun regardless of the skills you have.
Yeah, like for me, this guy, if you know you're not going to be wanting to do jumps and stuff like this, and you just want something that's comfy and stuff like this, like super comfort. This is the one, like you said, it's comfy, but it's also got the support. It's a really great skate, and the price point on recreational skates is normally pretty good, right?
To get into skating without crazy commitment right from the start. From the stories I've heard from most of the people that are fitness skaters, they did it just to get in shape. And I've heard probably hundreds of stories where they were either runners or cyclists, and it was like cycling just became too monotonous. Running hurt my knees, my joints.
Yeah.
Skating is smooth. And this is a way for you to, I think some people think of skating like a big project, like, oh, that's going to take years. I didn't do it as a kid. I can't do that. But honestly, with these, you will figure it out quite fast, and then it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. So that's the recreational fitness skate. Lovely. All right. Next one.
Looks like a miniature edition of that one.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, because I've got a bit of experience with these. I mean, I've done quite a lot of skate schools in England recently. So these are a kid's skate. All right. As you can see, it's got sizes on it as well. Really. This is size adjustable. So you basically just click that guy in, move that, and you got sizes 5 to 2. You know, and I think obviously it's smart to do with kids skates because we all know kids' feet grow like overnight.
It tends to do bad, yeah.
Yeah, and they work really well. Like I said, I've got a fleet of these that I've been using to teach kids. And they've been great, like, you know, I mean, just doing the little size adjustables for the kids. And so it means you can always share skates as well, you know, with this. Like, if your mate's got like size 4, you're size 2, they can still have a go. Yeah, you put on them.
So option for skating clubs to allow like a lot of kids to try it out before they...
Precisely. Yeah, and schools as well. Like, you can buy 10 pairs of skates, but everyone's got different size feet, but they can all have a go. So it's, it's pretty cool. Like, this to me looks like a Macroblade. Yeah. And it basically is a Macroblade.
Which is really cool. Kids skating, and I think we agree that this is what we would advise kids to do. To not specifically commit to one discipline, but try and like just try it out.
Yeah.
I started on ramps. I started with some wild park skating. Yeah. It took me a few weeks to realize that it's still my cup of tea. And that's where, you know, because I knew I like racing from previous inline experiences, then I realized that maybe it should be speed. And this seems like a skate that's not a bit like the Macroblade. It's a nice way to get into it. It doesn't seem like it limits you too much. You can still if you're a kid, you can still put these on and try and go fast.
Yeah.
And also do some cool stops and try and skate backwards, you name it.
And they come with slightly smaller wheels as well. So like a 72mm wheel, which, judging on the size of us and the macro blade, if you downsize the skate to a child's size, these wheels would maybe be even smaller. So I think the kids skate, for the size of them, it's actually quite a decent sized wheel, this 72, you know. And it's, again, rollerblade wheel, nice core. And this one's pretty bright and colourful as well. Yeah, so the kids skate. Lovely. Isn't there some more skates in this?
We definitely do.
This is one you're going to know a lot about.
The heaviest one. All I can tell you is that this is not a speed skate. That's so how much I know.
So do you know the category for this one? No. So this is essentially a street skate, but we call it street park. Okay, park meaning skate park, not like a playground. Okay, so difference with these, they are very much more rigid, more durable. You will not break these skates. They feel like they've got some protection to it. As you can see, right.
They forgot to mount some wheels.
Essentially, yes. Okay, so you're used to free wheels. With aggressive skating, essentially, when it became a niche, like a niche,
sort of separate from.
The main thing that made a difference was having the grind wheels and I call it the grind frame, the aggressive frame today. Okay, so we also call these aggressive skates as well because it's a bit aggressive what we do. So as you can see, we've got little tiny wheels on there. These don't even have bearings. These are plastic. They don't even move. They're literally just there.
Opposite of rocker skates.
Yes, they're complete opposite. So you can imagine what that gives you if you try to skate in a straight line of these, it's going to feel very alien to you because there's no middle wheels whatsoever. So you've got no pivot on your skate whatsoever. Okay.
So steering is, I've tried this actually on my speed skate. You remove the center wheel or wheels. Steering is it's very complicated.
It's like on train tracks, right?
Yeah.
And so with us, with aggressive skating, we don't do much actual skating. And so we sacrifice the middle wheels so we can grind.
Be aggressive.
Yeah, so literally so we can grind on stuff and so we don't get caught on things. And we do more grinding than straightforward skating, so it makes sense to have a setup like this. But yeah, that's why we have this weird looking tiny wheels and little even smaller wheels in the middle. And then if you can see here, these big plastic bits, they are what we slide on as well, what we grind on. So this is called a sole kit. And so with your skate, there was no sole kit whatsoever with your speed skate, right? With us, we put this big extra sole kit round, so then we can lock on to the outside and grind, and into the inside there. So it's called a negative plate and then a sole blade. Yeah.
So these are very different from the speed skates where it's to go fast. If you look at the other skates, some of them are for more transport fitness. These ones are for nothing but tricks, basically.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. With some of the tricks, we might be able to overtake you with the speed, but it would be on a handrail going downhill. That's super speeds, you know? Yeah. And again, with this guy, he's got also always like good cuffs in an aggressive street skate park boot. Because obviously it's really important that your feet stay comfortable. We spend a lot of time on our skates. And then we just got this little strap here and keeps us in, a couple of laces, a few bolts to hold it all together. That's your street skate. Yeah, pretty cool.
Try that out at some point.
Yeah, I think, did we just do all the segments of rollerblade there?
I think that was every discipline of skating we can think of.
Nice. Is there one that you specifically like the look of more?
Not that I didn't make us. Let's just get real keen on trying some of the other things out.
Yeah, so interesting. For me, before we go, I think this is probably the nicest looking thing I've seen. I hadn't
it's beautiful.
Tried this skate, so I think I'm going to take this for a skate today.
I might just stick with the macro blades.
Cool.
But until I have to go fast, I really like that. They take 10 seconds to get on, 10 seconds to get off. The boa is not making it any harder. That's super neat.
Nice.
Just a big fan.
All right, well, let's go and enjoy our favorite segments then.
See you on the wheels.
Yeah, nice one, bro.